So, okay, let's see how this works out. All right. So, go ahead and start up with the chat. Um, so last week has it been about 10 days since Fresh and Fit got demonetized, and I was at the gym in this general vicinity. And I went live. I was super duper excited about Fresh and Fit getting demonetized, where went live immediately. No, I made a video. And one of my subscribers, one of the Burbies, said, "We need to go live and celebrate." Well, I have been busy. Life has been busy. Life has been lifing, and I am ecstatic. Today is a celebration, y'all. Today, we just need to celebrate what is going on, what has been going on since last year. So, good evening, everybody. Um, I'm currently at the gym. Typically, this Tuesday night time slot at 7 p.m. has been my book club time slot, but book club is over. So now I have this time slot. Um, but first of all, can you guys hear me okay? If you can hear me okay, drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat if you can hear me well. Thank you. Just got my nails done last week. I love getting bright colors to match my brightness. Okay, cool. So sounds like Indigo Kid. Okay, you guys can see me. We got UK in the house. We got LA in the house. Hi, everybody. Got 47 sets of eyeballs here already. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit like for the chat. Let's get this into the algorithm. So, one thing I wanted to talk about before I start up with the celebration, and you guys can continue to chat away if you want to. Hi, Rashonda. Thanks for making your first live. Um, can't they get their monetization reinstated? I think that they are banned from getting their monetization on YouTube because they were warned several times, I believe. But I want to talk a little bit before we get started on the celebration on why it's hard for some women to see red flags. You're in Chicago. Hi, Mickey. I'm outside of Chicago. I'm not going to speak on the exact suburb because I don't want people to know where I am. But what was I going to say? I want to just make an understanding on why certain women don't always see the red flags that are waving. I want to talk about this a little bit, just because I see so many women get in the chats, in the comment section, make just posts that are just so uncaring or unsympathetic. And the reason why I want to address this now is because especially some of us, were raised in the church. And when you are raised in the church as a woman, you are socialized for a hierarchy. You're socialized to put yourself last. You're socialized to you're socialized to put men at a higher esteem. And so, depending on the kind of upbringing you have, if it was even just even slightly abusive, you might not have the barometer for red flags. And I have created this page, I've created this space, and I share all of these stories because I want us to get wiser about red flags. And a lot of the times we live in these homes where parents make us turn off our discernment. Like, some of us had parents that if you had an opinion, it comes across as having an attitude, or parents would say that you're disrespectful and you can't express yourself. And when you don't have discernment, when you do not have discernment, it's challenging to see these red flags. And some of these red flags are bred out of us. So I want us to have a little bit more compassion. I want us to have a little bit more compassion for women, because men teach boys the game early on. Men teach boys the game early on. We are not teaching girls game early on. We're teaching girls to we're teaching girls to turn off our discernment and not, question things, that having opinions is disrespectful. And I don't like that. I don't like that. That's the reason why I created this page, because I want to share our stories. I want to highlight us. I want to share our narratives. So not even to shame women, but so that the next woman can walk a different path and not have the same obstacles. We have to deprogram how we were raised to reprogram a new way of being. So I just wanted to put that out there. These men. Hi. I know have their these men's have their platforms, and they spend their platforms speaking about us women. And the men will come into a subject matter, but I don't want to focus on them. But we are going to focus on them today. Um, let's see. So since last year, okay, not even since last year. It was like 2 years ago. Maybe it looks like the chat is popping. It's popping. Um, Thankfully, I have up in this chat that might be able. I don't. Be be. I'm sorry. Beep bop boop. Would you mind if I go ahead and make you a moderator, just in case I need some help in this chat, because I got 100 eyeballs up in this thing, and I might need a little help. Let's see. Let me get in the chat. Let me see my live. Okay. Let me get into the comment section with y'all. Yes, it is popping. Camille, do you think that you could be ooh, well, this chat is going. I gotta add a couple of moderators. I'm sorry, y'all. I got some people whose names I recognize, and I need just a little bit of help this evening. So, all right. So I got 110 sets of eyeballs on this chat. Hey, let's see. Can I still drag people? Okay. You know what? Bebop, if that's what you want to do, drag them. I made a couple of people moderators. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I have a feeling that the people in the chat are, subscribers, but I have 122 people in the chat. So go ahead and hit like, get lots of eyeballs here. Yes, thank you, Indigo Kid, for accepting being a moderator. If you see something untoward, because this chat is going, this is going. So let me tell y'all a little bit about how I came to be like this. I spent like 2 years in Kevin Samuel's groups, like 2 years. And I was just kind of observing. And I'm like, these dudes are delusional. They are freaking delusional, because what they were doing, they were taking these white supremacist talking points and they were spewing it like they were facts. And I don't even know if the Black Manosphere knows that they're spewing white supremacist talking points, but they were. And they kept on talking about the winter is coming for all of us, and they got so excited. They got so excited for COVID, and that Black women were getting evicted and blah blah blah. And so I would talk back, like, number one, I am married. I have been married. It'll be 10 years in December. I am not against marriage. I'm not against having children. I am a feminist woman. I am a feminist in that I believe that we as women should have the opportunity to do whatever we want to. And if that is getting married and you find someone good, and that's a partner, then get married. If you don't want to be married, don't don't get married. If you want to have kids, have the kids. If you have been married, have kids, and you're divorced, fine. Do the best thing for you. I am not here to pass judgment on folks, and I am not here to condemn women for failure. I mean, for their relationship breaking up. I don't care. I'm here for women. And so I would see these men in these groups, and they would just be talking down on women. And I'm like, what the heck? And so since I am married with kids, a stay-at-home mom, and I'm in fairly good shape, I'm like, I'm gonna go hard for women. I don't care if the woman is fluffy. I don't care if she's a single mother. I don't care. I'm going hard for these women. And this is what started happening. I would take their commentary and I would just take their commentary out of the Kevin Samuels groups and put it into the real world. I would make posts about it. I would put it on TikTok, and then I would get called a bully. They would call me a bully, and I started like clapping back at them because they would be talking mess about women, and I would be like, but you got boobs. They would be talking about women and they're barely living to like 55. Their goddaddy didn't make it to 55. And then, so their goddaddy didn't live to 55. And so after a while, they started getting a little bit personal. They started dragging my family into it. So I left the groups. I'm like, I've gathered enough of the information. I've gathered enough of the talking points. I know enough. But the reason why I did this is because I am a studier. I'm a lifelong learner. If y'all haven't caught on that, I read every single day. I'm reading books, I'm reading articles. I am a lifelong reader. So I've been studying these dudes. I know their talking points. That's how I can cosplay as Ashton and sound believable because I've been studying them. And so basically, I was like, okay, I got enough information. I left the groups like a year ago. And in that time, I have had to rebuild three different TikToks. And my current TikTok page, BNB 1980, that's BNB 1980, is currently at like 22,000 on TikTok because I know how to talk like these dudes, because I know how to speak like these dudes. But I don't, it's not that I want to speak like these dudes. I want to use their talking points to help diffuse what they're saying. Because what they do is they just take, like, somebody will say something and they will just keep reiterating it. They keep reiterating it like it's a fact. And none of the things that they say is rooted in facts. I like data. I like numbers. I like trends. And I'm like, y'all not even talking about facts. Like, y'all, and then even if they do use numbers, they don't even know how to interpret the numbers correctly. And it's just like they talk about the women dying alone, but then, they're having a heart. The reason why we're dying alone in the first place is because typically men die younger than women. That's just across the board. But if you look at it, these dudes are sitting up there taking out other dudes in high numbers. They're taking each other out. They're deleting each other. And they got the nerve. They got the freaking nerve to be worrying about us. It's like, y'all need to be worrying about yourself. So last year, the Manosphere was taking, over the last year, these men have been taking hits. So they lost their goddaddy. And I don't really know who David Carroll was because at that particular time, I wasn't really in the YouTube world that big. So um but I heard David Carroll was a big Manosphere person. Um and there were, I think, another two YouTubers that uh, that died last year or over the last year. Some guy who was like in his 50s that had a 30 some odd year old wife and a young kid. And it's like um, they really had these talking points like, ladies, y'all gotta get a man before you 30 or it's over for you. But most of us live in reality. Like y'all, I am 42 years old. I walk around with two young kids. My husband, I am married, like I keep saying, he's not always with me, but I'm walking around with these two young kids. These dudes will still be checking for moms. So I'm like, do you live in reality world or do you just continue to live in your own delusions? And so that's the reason why I talk, and I talk a lot, um, because they live in delusion world and their voices were so loud and so powerful. And these fresh and fit people, um, loud. I tried listening to them one or two times, just some clips, and they're just angry and they're just spewing these bigoted talking points. And I'm just confused as to why women even go on their pages, because like it's nothing but negativity. And so yeah, that's the reason why I do listen to their TikToks and some of their YouTubes, but I don't typically like to promote them because promoting those people gives them money. And just like that pearly girl, she's making bank, bank, speaking in these terms that champion these dudes, but I doubt she's really living this. But YouTube makes money. I mean, you make money on YouTube because people tune in, and dudes like to tune in when you're pooping on women. They, I'm like, how are these men in the pearly girl are just keeping these other dudes single? Like if the dudes even remotely tuned into my page, if they remotely tuned into my page, they would see like what they could do to maybe get out of their delusion and into the real world, but they don't want to do that. Let's see. Yeah, Miss Burley things. We'll just call her Burley. That chick, I mean, I've never actually watched anything from Miss Burley, but I have seen some of the things that she talks about on the Twitter. And I'm like, y'all really don't want women to vote? She doesn't think that she deserves to vote. She thinks that she's washed up because she's beyond the age. She's aged out according to her. Yeah, okay. I want us to get to the time where we're just ignoring them. Like some of us, like me, I'm a studier of people. I watch some of the stuff, but I don't want us to keep rage watching because they make money. It's called rage farming, I believe. They make money because we get on our phones. Oh, whoops. I think I just got out of my own live. Um, they make money when we sit on their lives and do like and so I want us to get away from that. Like these dudes, y'all see how when the dudes come into my post, like they'll be like, you guys are doing this, this and that, and I'll be like, yep. I mean, I just kind of go with it until they get on my nerves, and then I'll delete the comment or block the dudes. We know what they think. They have like five talking points, right? Five talking points. Women, I mean, black women's education, weaves and lashes. No, hold on. So, black women's education, black women's weight, weaves and lashes, masculine, 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 and submission. And all this whole talk of submission, all this talk of submission, and like in reality world, women are the ones that are on the trajectory up, right? On the trajectory up. And because we're on the trajectory up and we had so much room to grow, it's going to take a little while. We had a lot of ground to cover, but we're covering it and we're doing it swimmingly. But what's going to be crazy, if my reach continues to grow, if my reach continues to grow, and we keep on talking about boundaries, if we keep on talking about reciprocity, if we keep on talking pour into the people that pour into you, self love, all that, the dudes are going to freak out because they know that their resources will start drying up. Their resource will start drying up because even I've talked about this before. Um, if we just think about growing up in the church, how many hours we've seen women in the church, choir rehearsal, singing on different trips, going on different trips, being there for several different services. And then we wonder why so many women in the church are unhealthy and overweight. And they're donating their time, they're volunteering their time, they're volunteering their resources. So if women just took a few of those hours here and there, they could work on themselves. Now, that's just one example. We also do unpaid labor at work. We do unpaid labor in our own families. Think about, and this is something that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Think about what will happen once the aunties, the older aunties right now, who are carrying the Thanksgiving dinners, the Christmas dinners, the Sundays dinners, when they pass on, they transition, who's going to be carrying those dinners? Because it takes a lot of work to chop up the onions, chop up the carrots, to continue the recipes, to season all the meat, to do all of the cleaning before and after. And I think that if we keep on talking about reciprocity and boundaries and reclaiming our time, it's going to be bad. These dudes are going to keep on coming on the internet talking about where's the barbecues? Where is the woman's that used to cook? They gonna be mad, y'all. They gonna be mad. So we start, and they talk about our, and y'all gotta forgive me. I'm on the second floor, and this is the floor that has the kids area. Um, Sorry. This is a slight intermission. Slight intermission while the kids pass. Okay. So as soon as women start reminding ourselves, because this is going to take deprogramming to reprogram better behaviors, not better behaviors, self-preservation. We are valuable, but they have devalued the labor of women to the point, they have devalued women's labor to the point that we are anxious to give up our time and energy and resources for men, for the church, for to get pats on the back at work. We are excited. And so as soon as we start decentering everything that isn't serving us and pouring back into us, it's going to unravel. It's going to unravel. If women across the board, and I know that it's women across the board because I study this, are tired and are opting out. Um, yes, the Chronicles of George is hilarious, and I'm glad that so many people are tuning into that. But we see right there with the Chronicles of George, when a woman pulls back just a little bit, what happens? These dudes are not used to doing for themselves. So if we start talking to the women's, if we start talking to the teenagers, like I put out the book, I made a book, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, and I put out the book. And my book it came from basically some of my Facebook posts, because I would be typing ashy men will make you fat. And then I start talking about the cortisol, stress, and all that kind of good stuff. So that book is kind of a compilation of the things that I used to talk about on social media. But I want sometime soon, I'm gonna have to work with somebody. I want to start talking to teenagers. I want workbooks for teenagers because what I want to do is get girls and young women to the point where they know that they are a resource that these people will try to tap into. They will try to tap into our girls early. And I need for us to reach the girls early. Hold, if I wonder if I should move. I might end up so you know what? Let's see. I think that I might want to move. But yes, I do think I want to. I got to figure out how to write a children's book. Y'all, writing oh, writing my book, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, which is available at bourbonbougieshop.com. That's bourbonbougieshop.com. Um, when I put that book out, that was literally my first foray into writing a book. So I know that it took a little bit longer to get. I know that it took a little bit longer, but folks gonna have to forgive that because it's my first time writing a book. But the books that I do want to put out, um, the next book, which is coming, is going to be. Oh, maybe it's perfectly fine over here. The next book that I want to put out will be a compilation. It's going to be called Golden Nuggets. It's going to be like Auntie Wisdom. So I'll be taking like basically commentary from my post and putting it into a book because there is a lot of things that we didn't learn because sometimes mamas don't really want to talk to us about things. Sometimes um, the advice is just leave them books alone. I mean, I'm sorry, leave them boys alone and stay in your books. So we didn't really get. I'm saying we. I don't know y'all's life, but some of us who grew up in. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. No audio, but you can hear me now. Okay. I took my mic out. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna try to turn the mic back on. I'm gonna try to turn the mic back on. Can you hear me okay? Because I took my mic off. You can hear me okay? Okay. So I don't know. I must have hit it or something as I was taking. Miss April, can you hear me now? So drop your favorite dessert. Drop your favorite dessert if you can hear me. What y'all eating? What y'all like to eat when you're eating dessert? Tell me about it in the chat. Um, okay, so what I was saying is drop the mics, innovation. Okay, ice cream, please. Cheesecake, yes. Okay, pineapple, yes. You can hear me. Cool. Everybody's dropping dessert now. While you guys are dropping desserts, go ahead and make sure you hit like. Um, Okay, what I was saying is I want to do this auntie advice because I am officially auntie age. I think I'm auntie age. I don't know if y'all believe I'm auntie age. I am 42 years old. I will be 43 in October. And I feel like for whatever reason, I just want young women to be able to learn lessons. And what I don't like is that a lot of the times we women make mistakes. And sometimes people don't want to admit that we make mistakes, but then we just act holier than thou, like when other people make mistakes. When other people make mistakes, we like to finger wag or whatnot. And so instead of doing that, instead of acting like we didn't make mistakes, you take some time to be like, this is where I messed up. I messed up here, and then I recovered like this. And then this is how I'm doing things now. And this is where I can see you might be going down that right. That's where I can see you going down that path. And so instead of looking at mistakes as shameful, I want us to look at mistakes as opportunities to help the next person. But also, what ends up happening, some of us are too holy, some of us are too righteous, and instead of like talking to people like, yes, you're young, and you should listen to me because you're young. I want us to understand that even though someone is young, that doesn't mean that respect shouldn't go both ways. So that's where I am with things. I want us to get to the point where respect goes both ways, because people talk to me. Old folks talk to me, young folks talk to me, because I talk to people respectfully. And I don't think that I know everything. Now, I can definitely come out of pocket. I can come out of pocket, but the only time I come out of pocket is when all of the people that come. Only time I really come out of pocket is when about diverging opinions or whatnot, is when people come at me in a like extra like petty or insulting manner. Oh shoot. Sorry. So the only time I come out of pocket, I can talk. I can talk to people that have different beliefs than me. I can talk to people that have different opinions than me. But what you're not going to do is insult me when you first come in, because our opinions are different. And I believe that young folks, you can learn stuff from young folks, you can learn stuff from old folks, you can learn stuff from just about everybody. But when you come into a chat and the first thing that you want to do is say you're wrong, your beliefs are wrong, your opinions are wrong, how you're living is wrong, you're not gonna get nobody like that. That's the reason why the manosphere that's the reason why the manosphere is crumbling as it should, because they have been just negative for no particular reason. Now, um, I do want to address something for y'all, and I will take this on a quick intermission and bring to you my water. People are consistent. People have been consistently saying something about my skin. So this commercial break is brought to you by water. I have so many of these water bottles. I have so many of these water bottles. I like to get them from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or whatnot. Insulated water bottles. And I have a few just laying around the house. And so I have water all over the place. I'm drinking water consistently, and I'm using Neutrogena Hydro Boost gel cleanser and moisturizer in the morning and in the afternoon. I eat 1 to 2 salads a day. So that is what I'm doing, and I work out consistently. So that is that is what I have been doing for my skin. Before someone hit me to Neutrogena, I was just using the Target or Walmart brand facial cleanser and facial moisturizer. But once I shifted to the Hydro Boost gel, that's when folks started consistently remarking on my skin. So that's what I use. Okay, so that was a quick intermission. And I said that today was a celebration of these dudes being kicked off, and winter is here. But winter is here. Winter is here because we're pulling back. And I don't think that it is completely necessary to keep even talking about them that much. Periodically, I bring them up. But let's be honest, even just centering ourselves and learning boundaries will cause their winter to really be here. Their winter to be here Winter being here means that they can no longer get a free ride off of us women's. Okay, how do I keep my locks moisturized? Okay, so let me tell. Okay, I'll get to that question in just a moment. Because I want to talk real quick about, y'all know how it was. Y'all know how like for a few months people were talking on and on about black women getting evicted, and black women are getting evicted. Well, we're getting evicted because too many of us have a soft heart and let these ashes crash in our paths, and we have got to get to that point and like really having that self-preservation first and foremost, and too many of us don't. We do not live for preserving ourselves, and we have got to think long term. Now, um, y'all gonna have to forgive me. So, I have invested in some higher quality lipsticks because I have, once I started getting a little bit of YouTube money, my lipsticks changed. It went from Maybelline to MAC. I got Fenty. I got some Urban Decay. All right. So once we stop allowing these MFers to be in our houses and they're not on the lease, they have nothing personally invested. That is the reason why. Um, that is the reason why so many of us get pulled down. And in my book, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, I talk about health and fitness. No, I'm sorry. I talk about health as it relates to financial, physical, emotional, all of that. We're talking because financial health impacts your mental health, it impacts your physical health, all of that. When your finances suffer, your mental health, your stress levels suffer, and bringing any and every effort into your home will mess up your finances. Even it'll mess up your timing, it'll mess up all of this stuff, and that is the reason why women get put off of their square. So um, so I just wanted to bring that up. We have got to get some discernment. I'm not extra religious, but shacking up with these dudes is not the best idea because regardless, we have not gotten to the point where there's equity in the home as far as housework. It's just not. It's not equitable. And with that being said, since it's not equitable, that means that your time is being impacted. When your time is being impacted, your sleep is being impacted, your energy level is being impacted. All of that is being impacted. If you are not getting enough sleep and then you go to work, your financials is impacted. If your financial health is getting impacted, that can impact your stress. That can impact your maybe you are getting autoimmune diseases and all of that good stuff. So that is the reason why, yes, my book is called Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, but it's about health overall. So keep that in mind. Now, someone asked me about my locks. Um, my locks, um, I gotta be honest with you. I don't really do a lot with my locks. Um, as far as moisture, I need to ask my hairstylist to just bring me something, and I'll just pay her. But I latch, I lock stitch my hair to tighten it up, and I do that myself. I know how to do my own hair myself. I've been doing my own locks. I've been tightening my own locks for like 20 years now. But I don't know how to style them. I don't know how to style them at all. So I have a stylist who comes to me and she does my hair and she does my daughter's hair because I don't know how to do hair. And, you know, since I don't really know how to do hair and since I lock stitch it, um, I don't really put stuff in it. So I do need to figure out something to moisturize it. It just looks this refreshed because I just got my hair done and maybe because I have a little glow from just getting out of a workout. Like I said, I'm at the gym, so y'all are catching me after a workout. Okay, so what else we got going on in the chat, y'all? I'm an older woman, but I always wanted to marry and be a mom, still in my 40s. So, oh, excuse me. Um, a little bit more about me, y'all. Uh, I got married. Um, I was 33 years old. I got married at 33. And that's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why I can, hold on, she says, water in a spray bottle, argan oil, aloe vera oil, and a little bit of olive oil. Okay. Okay. Argan oil. Indigo Kid, if one day you can just comment that on something on my, that would be cool. Let's see. Okay, so let me tell y'all a little bit about me because people are always wondering, why do I go so hard for the child free people, for the women who are single? I do that because I was child free longer than I have been a mom. I didn't start having kids till I was in my 30s. My first, my first child, I was, yeah, I had my first child in my early 30s. My second child, I had at 36. I'm 42 currently. And so I was child free for longer than I have been a mom. I got married at 33. I'll be 43 this year. We'll hit 10 years this year. So it's easy for me to speak the language of the child free women and the married women because I have been both. And yes, I'm currently married, but the reason why I don't promote marriage is because that's silly. Because have y'all met the current crop of ex-wives? They are just not sending their best right now. And so I am not going to get on here and be like, yay, everybody go ahead and get married when, I mean, who is that going to benefit? Especially the way these dudes are always talking about submission and control and that kind of thing. Um, so as long as I mean, if marriage is what you want to do and you know that you want to do it, then this is where and this is in my book too. This is where I talk about having a value system, knowing your value system, getting what you value, like my value system. My current value system is health. And when I talk about health, I'm talking about health overall, not trying to be skinny, but health. I value my children and I value women. So that so that if things are outside of my value system, it is easy to say no to it. If it impacts how I interact with my children, then I can say no to it. So the important thing is to know what your current value system is. Number two is being confident enough to walk away. Walk away when things don't fit with your with your value system. Be okay with letting that person go. It's like when you go to a store and you know that things are on sale. It's buy one get one free. But you go into the store and they got a dress with polka dots and then they got a cowboy hat. And you don't need a dress with polka dots and you don't need a cowboy hat. So that sale, while it might be good, if you're not interested in that, then you need to let that sale stay where it is. So someone asked me, let's see, man, dating app sounds terrible. I haven't been on dating apps. Someone asked me where I met my husband. I happened to meet my husband at the gym. I have been in the gym and in the health and wellness. I'm sorry. I have been in the gym in the health and wellness field since 2010. And I became a personal trainer. And I was working at the gym. My husband is a massage therapist. He happened to be working there with me. And so I found somebody that had some values that, kind of I valued. He and I are the same age. So that's how I met my husband. He wanted to take me on dates. He, at that point in time, I was a vegan. He would bring me vegan food up to the gym, and we just kind of clicked. So that's my story. We clicked pretty quickly, and I think that we clicked pretty quickly because because we were already in our 30s. The both of us did want a family, and we spoke about that. So I think also when you are in your 30s and you know yourself a little bit better, it's you can find somebody and you can X people out. When you're younger and you don't know exactly what you want, I think that that is when you go along to get along, or you're like, you can ignore some of the issues, or you might get with somebody that's older and controlling, and you see that controlling as someone that's caring or something like that. I am a Scorpio. My husband is a Sagittarius. I am actually 6 weeks older than my husband. So, I don't know if that means anything. Um, let's see. Our frontal lobes are done developing, are still developing at 25. That's a biological fact. Exactly. That is the reason why I do not believe that it is very smart for us to be getting married that young. And yes, 25 is still young, because at 25, you're still learning yourself. You have so much growth. That's why I am ecstatic that that's the reason why I'm ecstatic that the birth rate for 20 somethings is going down, because once you get knocked up, you're connected to that person. And motherhood is great. I adore being my mom. I mean, a mom. My kids are amazing, but it is work. That sleep deprivation is real. If you don't have a man that is there and all in while you recover and that kind of thing, it's a challenge. That sleep deprivation and healing is real. And so we are, I think it just becomes a point where we have got to get out of the scarcity mindset, and the Manosphere has done a number to keep us in the scarcity mindset. Like, if you don't get a man by 30, you're going to be messed up, or you're going to lose out. No, you're not. No, you're not. And then y'all know that these dudes, the dudes that get divorced or have their relationships in, they are quicker to get back into another relationship. These people will continue to come around. Um, what else are we talking about in the chat, y'all? What are we talking about? Um, so I'm at the gym, and the gym is playing music. So that's what's going on. That's what y'all hear. And I'm at another gym right now. I love being at the gym. So that's another thing. I believe that it is imperative, even as mothers, to take a step back and make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Y'all always see me in tank tops. That's because I literally live in fitness gear. I'm going to spruce it up. I already started buying myself some nicer hoodies, and I'm going to buy myself some nicer Nikes. But if I was a Barbie, I would be fitness Barbie. My daughter is a princess. She would be wearing her princess crowns, because she does wear her princess crowns. Um, so, I'm going to continue to wear my tank tops. I'm just going to put on a nicer hoodie with it. Okay, so let's see what we got going on. This is why women need to travel. Women need to travel just because it gives us a fuller view of life in other places. Um, let's see. What's meant for you won't forsake you. Yes. So Jordan says, I'm a 22-year-old black woman. Any advice in regards to being confident? Okay. I don't know how to make someone confident, but this is what I used to do when I was at the gym. Um, it sometimes it is cosplaying confidence until you get to that point. But I like to imagine, and this was before I was really on social media like this. I like to imagine that I am on a reality show and that people are watching me. And like literally, I have cameras on me all day. So when I leave the house, even though I'm in my fitness gear, I still like to look nice. I stand up tall. I got my clavicles showing. You know, posture is important. Recognizing that your image is what people see first. Sometimes you're not going to be as confident as you're displaying, but having good posture, standing up tall, and then imagining that there is a camera on you will like just keep that in mind. Somebody is videotaping you. You are the role model for somebody. You might be 22, but there's some 18-year-old looking at you. And so once I started walking around like I'm on a reality TV show, I think that that helped my confidence level, because when I became a personal trainer, I wasn't super duper confident, but I started just acting the part. And once I started acting the part enough, I started believing the part. So that's what I would say. Bourbon Bougie, is it true the older a woman, the harder to marry? I notice men on dating apps are widowed. I don't really know about women being hard to marry. I mean, I think that when older women, we know and understand what we want. And so if you come across a man that is hell bent on controlling you, then getting with the older woman is not going to be the thing, because we're not going to be pliable like a younger woman. Some of us might, because some of us are still in that pick me mindset, like they would do anything for a man. But a lot of us, if we have our own and we have some confidence about ourselves, we have boundaries. It's not that we are hard to marry. Like, I've been married for a while, but some men want to be in control of everything, so they might find it harder. Let's see. Um, so I do have to do a hard stop here in a little bit, because the childcare area is closing, and I got to go get the kiddos. Let's see. And anything else y'all want to talk about real quick? You guys are popping. You guys are popping in the chats. Sorry I didn't have a chance to get to everything. I am ecstatic that I had so many eyeballs on this chat. And if everybody could go ahead and hit like. I'm not sure if everybody has hit like. That would be helpful for me. Yes, there is a childcare area at this gym. What I love about this gym, what I love about this gym is that I get 2.5 hours of childcare. I get 2.5 hours of childcare at this gym, and that means that I can go work out for an hour or so, and then I can have an hour to myself to do whatever I feel like. That's the reason why I would be doing my book club. I would be doing my book club during that time frame. My husband is at work right now, so Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. I'm not doing book club right now. I'm not doing book club right now because it was just doing too much. It was too much work to have to read and then come up with discussion questions and all of that good stuff. So I do. So I'm about to let y'all go. But first of all, thank you everybody for the folks that send me emails, that tag me and things. Thank you for all of that. I am getting way busy and I try to get to things, but my emails are popping. And I do the best that I can. If y'all have not checked out all of the Chronicles of George, there's going to be another one soon because I got updates. And yeah, you would love to join the book club. Okay, I'll try to get to another book club. It's just I got another book coming out. I got to start focusing on compiling that book. Um, yes. Thank you, Little Prism, for tagging me on TikTok. I try to get to stuff. And I guess I'm just going to go ahead and say good night. Thanks, everybody.